Good evening. Welcome to the Bedtime Cocktail. This is where I do a bedtime cocktail right before I do my bedtime stories. Tonight I'll be doing, after the bedtime cocktail, I'll be reviewing chapter 14 and 15 of Caught Up Loving a True One. So stay tuned. I am going to leave, once I finish doing the cocktail, I will stop the video and upload the bedtime cocktail for you all with the ingredients in the description. And then I'll come back with another live. With us, we'll have Bigo Live that will be joining us as well for the bedtime story portion. Okay? So let's get into it. So tonight, the bedtime cocktail will be the ATA butter rum. Yes, buttery rum. And so this will be very interesting tonight. Very, very interesting to what we have. So tonight, we're going to be using a 7-year-old blend. Old Monk is the name of the brand of rum that I'll be using tonight. This is the Old Monk. Okay. Now, like when I do new rums, as I've said before, the spirit of until the end of the year will be rum. So it'll be rum cocktails that we'll be making. And the buttery rum is a holiday drink, made popular in the 18th century, where, you know, anything warm was really good during the wintertime months. So, in the vein of every other video that I've done the cocktail, I've always tasted the rum first before I begin the cocktail. So let's have a sip. How about a sip of this Old Monk 7-year-old blend? So when it's a blend, that means that it comes from different areas. It does not specify what region it is from. Old Monk. I don't think so. It doesn't. Yeah. So 7-year-old Old Monk. Very reasonably priced. I think it was $19 on sale. Let's see. Let's see. And it tastes like an Old Monk. That's strong. It does kind of burn the tongue. This is not fine rum, but it has been aged for 7 years. Ooh, it's strong. Let me see. Yeah, it is that, what I've heard in other videos when they've tasted rum, they said that it's a rum funk. Much like if you ever smoked weed, or if you ever heard of people or been around fellow smokers, they'll say that it stank so good, that good weed smell. It's a beautiful funk. And this old 7-year blend rum does have a rum funk that is undeniable. It does sting a little bit on my tongue. Very curly, and it tastes like it's been aged in a wood barrel, some form of wood barrel. But it is strong. It is strong. So let's get into the buttery rum, because I can't let my water get hot. You know, I can't let my water get hot. I mean, my water get cold. Okay, so it needs to have warm water. So let's get into it. So What we start off with is I'm going to do like a tablespoon of brown sugar. Okay. I am going to use some nutmeg just to kind of blend in here before let me see. Yeah, that should be enough. That should be enough. Okay, for now, because I'm also top off using nutmeg. I got it already crushed. I mean, if you want to be aficionado. But this is the reason why it's ATA is because I do a little different twist to it. Like, I get stuff that's already ground. I use what I have in my home. I don't have an official shaker or a teapot to hold my warm water. Do a dash of cinnamon in there, and it kind of mix it up a little bit up in here. Mix that on up in there. Just mix it on in there. Just mix it on in there. Just mix it together, the brown sugar, the nutmeg, and the cinnamon. Okay, we won't be needing any more brown sugar, I do not believe. We'll need it. Now, some of the recipe for buttery rum, they mix they sometimes kind of like mix up a batter for the buttery rum and then pour the rum over it and the hot water and the butter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just put a pat of room temperature butter. You need room temperature. I mean, like this is room temperature butter. Okay, so it's a buttery rum. It's not because it's going to have butter flavored liqueur. This is actual butter in rum. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this hot water in here to just kind of mix it on into together before I add a couple of shots of rum and then the full on butter. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of shots of rum into, I forgot I already still had some rum in this shot glass. Now, mind you, I am using a peppermint candy cane shot glass that I got from Dollar Tree. They do, the last one that's closest to me in East Atlanta on Memorial Drive, they still had these peppermint cups left. So if you want to get it, it's a fun time to have. Get these. They're only $1. This is a peppermint candy cane, like it's actual candy cane. So now I'm going to do I'm doing 2 shots of rum, of this dark rum. Now I'm going to add a twist. I'm going to do some junior mints because it is the holidays. And I like peppermint. Okay. Most of the holiday rum drinks that I pulled up or drinks that I pulled up all consisted of cranberry. No, I don't want cranberry. Okay, I don't want cranberry. I like the minty flavors of the season. So I have mixed in there and I'm just mixing up a little more, maybe mashing up some of that peppermint into the glass, into the mixture. So I'm just stirring up that rum and the flavors that I did there. Now I'm going to take another larger pat of butter and put into the glass. Okay, larger little pat of butter. I've already put a little in there. Okay, and now we're going to pour this hot water right on over that. There we go, buttery rum. Okay. Let that butter melt all in there. Let it get all melty in there. Come on. And while that butter melts all into that glass, and I'm stirring it up a little bit to get the spices. Now, I've said this before. I learned a little bit by watching about cocktails that it is a waste of your money to get spiced rum. And if you want spices in your rum, you add your own spices like I'm doing here. I'm sprinkling a little nutmeg on top of that. There we go. And if I really wanted to freak it, I'd get me sprinkle some cinnamon, and I'd get me a peppermint stick and stick it on in there. Okay, but I don't have it here. I think if I got any peppermint flavor, it would be from this. I should stick this whole thing in there, shouldn't I? No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. So here we go. A buttery rum. Let's see how it tastes. Okay, this is my buttery rum. The ATA buttery rum with a twist. We have junior mint in here. So let's see. Okay, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. This drink is freaking dangerous because it's delicious. It is absolutely delicious. This is the stuff that sneaks up on you. And next thing you know, you either dancing from the ceiling or you doing something crazy. You know what I'm saying? So there it is, the ATA buttery rum. Mm-mm. Oh. Oh. Girl. And I want to thank Stephanie W, Steph CW for joining, and Lady Queen Harrison. Thank you for showing up for the bedtime cocktail. I hope you can use this cocktail for your winter parties. And come back, because I'm going to shut this down and I'm going to continue with my bedtime story. I'm telling you, it is juicy. Okay? There's a fight in chapter, in the two chapters I'm reviewing, 14 and 15. Okay? You get a toy in the afterglow of amazing sex. We find out how many people knew about the betrayal. If you want to know what the betrayal was, go back and watch my other videos. Okay? But come on in here. It's about to get juicy. Oh, Caught Up Loving a Trill One. Chapters 14 and 15. See you in a bit. Bye. Well, that is a great hotspot to turn the music off and welcome you all to the bedtime stories. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the bedtime stories with According to Akara. And I hope you had a wonderful Saturday and you enjoyed your Saturday. It's to me a little warmer than normal for a Saturday evening. If you are still here from the ATA cocktails, welcome back. If you are here for just the reading, hey, well, welcome Bigo Live. I want to welcome Bigo Live for being here. Thank you for the bedtime stories. If you want to see the cocktail, you will have to go to my YouTube and or my IG, According to Akara, to see the cocktail. I can't show that on Bigo Live. So, let me give a quick shout out to those who showed up here on Bigo Live. Hi, Prim and Proper. Thank you for joining. Thank you, a star and some others. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for joining. Caroline, stand up now. Oh, okay. Hello. How are you doing? Okay. I'm wondering maybe you're a stand-up comedian. And I think that's all that has shown up in Bigo Live that commented. There's much more that are watching that is going to come and go. And I just trust that my IG and my YouTube people, you're going to watch me. And the Twitter, you'll hear me on the podcast when I post the podcast. Okay, well, let's get on into it. We'll do all the commercials and stuff later. Okay. So, I am reviewing, called up Loving a Trill One. Okay. This is the first volume of a 4-book trilogy. I mean, it's not even a trilogy. It was a quillogy? Quintogy? I don't know. So, let's get on into it, child. Let's waste no more time. Okay, so, in chapter 14, that's a good drink. We in chapter 4, the beginning of chapter 14. Now, you remember at the end of chapter 13, we have Saint and Toy finally got it on. They got it on. Oh, sure. They got it on. Oh, and it was great, and she loved it. So in 14. She wakes up to Saint's phone vibrating in this loud ring, and they're in the bed. She slowly flitters her eyes open, and she snuggles close to her boo now, her new boo, Saint, and she snuggles on close to him. Her body is touching his, and her head is on his chest. Ooh, child, girl, y'all remember that? Y'all remember that. Some of y'all probably just experienced that last night. Or will later on tonight. And you just scooch on close to your boo of some good loving of the night before he put her to bed. He put her to bed, child. So she snuggles up close to him and she says, "Good morning," you know. He says, "Good afternoon." She said, "What?" He said, "Girl, it's almost 1:00 in the afternoon." He's like, "What? Seriously? He put her to bed good. Bed. And she enjoyed every minute of the bedding. Anyway, she wakes up and they finally talk about what was really bothering her yesterday in this book. Also, I want to note that it's just interesting that at this point in the book, it's the beginning of December. And we are what? At the beginning of December. This is like, oh, wow, this is just meant to be. So, they discussed what was wrong with her. And she basically told Saint everything. Everything when it comes to what she found out. When she found out her best friend, Therese, best friend from high school, had slept with her man. Not her, just her man, but her whole husband, and had a child. Had a whole child. She's the godmother. In actuality, she found out she's the stepmama to her godson. The whole time she thinking they having a play date with one of her best friend's sons. Come to find out, they having a play date with their brother. Lord. Anyway, so she tells Saint about what happened, what she found out. And he was like, so he basically was like, so she sits up in the bed after, they have a little playful banter. And, well, that this might not be the thing. Get the book. It's available online via in the paperback format and in the digital format on Amazon. Caught Up Loving the Trill One by Michelle Elaine. And so he sits up in the she sits up in the bed after he informs her that it's in the afternoon, and they finally had some time, and he's looking at her. So what was the phone when the phone ring? Okay, Lord, let's get it together. So the phone ring. It was Zeus. He answers the phone. He said, "Hey, yo." He said, after he tells her that it's afternoon, he said, "Hey, that was Zeus. He was looking for you. He's been looking for you. He's been calling me, trying to find out where you are. And you're gonna need to let him know where you are." Yes, yeah. She was like, "Yeah." So she sits up in the bed. He said, "What's going on?" He's concerned about you. What's going on? What happened? He wants to know what happened to you. What was wrong with you last night? We can tell, so you don't even try to hide it. And she rationalizes like, well, I might as well go ahead and tell Saint, because what we have is more than just a passing friendship or a business relationship. We have much more clearly now, especially now, and she coming over to his house after rejecting him a couple of chapters ago, let's talk like if it's real life. A couple of days ago, a week ago, she turned him down she turned the dick down. Okay, she turned it down. No, I am a married woman. Until she found out her husband didn't give up, and he was for these streets. He belonged to everybody, everybody. Ooh, man, I wish I could play current music on here without getting strike, because trust me, Tyson got toys smoking out the window. Okay, anyway, we'll come to that, because she really is smoking out the window. Anyway, so she sits up in the bed. She's rationalizing to herself that it makes sense for her to tell Saint why she all of a sudden changed her mind and wanted to get dicked down by him. So, and because they're more than friends at this point. And so she tells him, well, I found out that my husband has a whole baby. He was like, damn, word? Shocked. And Saint was like, what? Damn. Said, yeah, not only that, but it's by my best friend since high school. He said, damn. His response is like, oh, hell no. Oh, man, Tyson, what the fuck? So he's giving her all the supports and I told you that bitch was crazy. Anyway, no, he's giving her all the, whatever comfort as she's telling the story. He's like, damn, that's fucked up. I understand why I felt the difference of what was going on. I understand. And Saint basically offers her, if you need some time off, he offers time off for her to get her head together, her emotionally, get herself together before she comes back, because he understands this is a shock of a lifetime, and he was like, no, she's like, nah. She said it's better for me to be, I need work. I don't, any other time I need work to try to basically distract me. So, she decided, she's like, no, I just need some work. Please just give me, let's talk. I got to get back to work, because that's what I need to distract me at this point. And at the end of that scene, she, in her mind, she had rationalized, I decide she's going to deal with this situation with Tyson and Therese by distracting herself with work and Saint's dick. Okay? She's like, yeah, he's a good distraction right now. So on and so forth. So They end with them getting up out of the bed, going, taking a shower together, and going to get some food to eat. Okay, so moving on, next scene, after spending most of the day with Saint, she pulls up to her condo, or Scar's condo that she's staying in, because the house had been seized, remember? She pulls up to the condo, the building where her condo is, and guess who's waiting for her? Zeus. Zeus is in the lobby. He calls her as soon as she parks, and he say, "Hey." She's like, she kind of hesitates, but she knows she's going to have to answer because Zeus is not going to stop calling her until she answers the phone. So she answers the phone. "Hey, what's up?" He said, "Hey, I'm here in your lobby. Stop through and pick me up. Come stop through here in the lobby to get me, before you going up to the condo." She's like, "Okay, I'll see you in a minute." And she jumps out of the truck. She says a cuss word. She's probably like, "Fuck, I just wanted to get home and kind of relax and chill and really figure out what I'm going to do." You know what I'm saying? She basically, because she got a lot on her head, outside of just the fact that she found out her husband not only had been cheating, that he cheated on her with her best friend, but they had a whole child, and he was taking full care of Therese, like her house, her car, and money. He was paying for all of it. But she also fired Mac. She basically fired Mac or put him on suspension or something, but she definitely told him, "Don't come in here, leave the product. Okay, you get the fuck up out of here, motherfucker." Okay. And pretty much it's probably a good thing, but we don't know how Mac is going to retaliate. We'll see. So, Zeus was waiting for her in her lobby of the condo. She goes by and pick him up, and this is the part where Toy is smoking out the balcony. She's singing, "How could he do this to me?" So she picks him up. She said, "Hey, how you doing?" He silently said, "Hey, how you doing?" And he follows her to the elevator, and they go up to the condo, and she walks in, puts her purse and keys down on the kitchen island, and then she goes straight back to the room, changes her clothes, apparently rolls a blunt. Okay. And then she comes out and she tells Zeus, "Follow me. Come out to the balcony with me." So, she's out on, they walk out to the balcony. He sits down at the table on the balcony. At the table, she's standing by the rail on the balcony. And she smoking on the balcony, singing, "How could I do this to me? Oh, I thought he was a man for only me. But she was wrong. He belonged to everybody. Everybody. Ooh." Anyway, yeah, she finds. So she breaks down and she lights up her blunt. And Zeus is like, "So what's going on? What's going on?" And so she lights her blunt up. And she looks at the Atlanta skyline and she looks back at Zeus and says, "Did you know that Prince was Tyson's son?" And Zeus just kind of he just put his head down, didn't say anything, just got silent, just put his head down and just didn't say nothing. And she said, she took that silence as he knew. And, it's like, oh, I'm not surprised. You're his friend. You've been his friend before we met. So I'm not. I ain't tripping. I'm not surprised. I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not. So, he says. So he said, "Toy, I mean, if it's any consolation, I just found out 2 months before he got arrested, and the way I found out is I walked into the laundromat. I went to the laundromat, and I caught Therese there, and him in an argument, and her telling him like, if you don't give me, if she wanted more money, he's like, if you don't give me more money, I'm gonna tell Toy everything. And Toy's like, pause, pause, everything. What's everything? She said, she said, so what do you mean everything? He was like, oh. And then she started saying, I know that they sleeping together. And I figured, I've done the calculation. It's about the time when we were on our break after I had Journey. And I broke up with him because he was still in the game. Right? So it's like, and the funny thing about it is I hollered. Well, in my mind, I was like, oh my God. I had just told a friend about my review, and I said, it's probably going to be he started fucking with Therese, or that he fucked with her while they were on their break and they broke up. So he's going to do the Ross. Well, we were on a break. I said, yeah. But what she found out from Zeus, silence. And then she's like, what do you mean everything? Okay, I know that they slept together. They had a child together. He's been taking care of her. He bought the house. He said the house. So everything she said. So he bought her the house. He said, yeah. Now his silence again. Zeus is silent, and the car, that's hers too. He got that for her too. Okay. Well, yeah. Zeus was like, well, she accepted the car in lieu of more money, and not telling you. Tyson wasn't trying to come off any more money for his child. So she accepted the car in lieu of more money. So it's like, okay. Well, I mean, I would too. I mean, I got a house, a car, and $5,000 a month. I mean, I'd be happy too. He said, but is that everything? He was like, he ain't saying, he was like, So, and then she started thinking, she said, have they been still fucking? You know, they've been still sleeping together since our breakup. So not only had they been, Tyson and Therese slept together, I get it, we were on a break. So I get that part. Okay. The betrayal really isn't, I'm not mad about the child, because the child, he's innocent in this thing. Okay. It is my best friend that I knew before Tyson. This is my best friend since high school. That is the violation. Is that you slept with someone that was my friend, whether we were on a break or not. That's the betrayal, But not only did you sleep with her during a break, but she found out they were still sleeping together well after they got married. Therese was her maid of honor, or matron of honor, because she's not married. She was in her wedding. She was the godfather to her son. She laughed and cried tears with this woman. And you all along, not only did you sleep with him during our breakup. Okay. And even me, I couldn't forgive the fact that this is a best friend, because to me it's like, I don't know how Therese did it. How can you be smiling and laughing in this woman's face and being there and in her wedding, and all the while you're sleeping with her husband? Not slept with her while they were on a break, and you happened to have got pregnant during that break. Okay. It wasn't a one-time thing. It was a consistent thing? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You were still sleeping with this man up until he went to jail. So that just added fuel to the fire when she found that they were still sleeping together. And then she's smoking on a blunt. Okay, now you his friend. We good, Zeus. I don't have anything against you. You know, your loyalties lied with him because he was your friend prior to this. But, was Therese the only one? Once again, Zeus, silent. There was other bitches? There was other bitches? So this man was never faithful. He was never faithful. He was fucking everybody. Talking about smoking out the window. Saying, how could you do this to me? From a woman's point of view, I thought that my man was for only me, but she was wrong. He belonged to everybody, everybody who. Tyson belonged to them streets, and more than just a drug dealer way. He was fucking everybody who. Are you serious? This man was screwing everybody. Except for Britain. So far he hasn't slept with Britain, but Therese, he has a whole baby and taking care of her. Okay. She also finds out from Zeus that he didn't want to tell you because of the fact that you broke up with him because of the drug dealing. He didn't know how you would respond. He didn't want her to know because he didn't know how she was going to respond because he thought maybe she would rat him out in the drug game. He was afraid that she might rat him out, and that hurt even more. It's like the fact that my husband thought that I would stoop as low as to rat him out because I was mad that he was sleeping with my best friend. Okay? Even though he deserved that shit, she's like, that's not how I'm built. I'm not going to rat my man out. I'll be hurt. Yes, I'd be hurt, but I wouldn't have done that. And it hurts me more to think that he thought that I would do something like that. And I feel him. I have cut off friends, former friends, for the very same reason. The fact that you would even think that I would do something like that. It's not the fact that you feel the way you feel. I mean, I get how you could feel how you feel, but the fact that you really acted on and you really thought that I would be that type of person that tells me you don't know nothing about me and why are we friends for this long? You know what I'm saying? And I'm wondering why Therese never said, no, look, I have been her friend for years. I think we need to let her know what's going on. Shit, hell, he could have told her and talking about being single in Atlanta. I spoke a little bit on Friday during the morning chat about single. He could have told her and they could have shared them. Not in Atlanta nowadays. Women are into sharing their man. Okay. Hello. Go best friend. Ain't no fun if my homie can't have none. She could have shared, Or if she understood that if it was a one-time thing, that's understandable too. It's like, okay, they on a break. They met up at a bar. They both were drinking or something, and they end up sleeping together, and it was a one-time thing. I get it. But a continual thing? And then not only it was a continual thing, you didn't tell me. If he didn't tell me, my best friend should tell me. I've had a best friend's husband come on to me on the phone, and this person was several states away from me. But I still told my best friend what her husband did. Okay. At the cost, I was willing to not have that best friend to make sure she understood. If nothing else, if I told her, then if he does it to me, then he probably doing it to other friends as well. Okay. And she would eventually come back to me if she didn't want to be my friend. And she'd have came back. The only person that ever told me that he did that type of thing, he came on to her, was AKARA. She was the real friend. I knew I would be vindicated eventually, but I was willing to sacrifice that friendship to let the truth be told. Okay. But going on, um, so she told Ty got. I wrote down on my notes that Ty got Toy smoking out the window. Okay, and I know Toy is hoping that he's walking barefoot in the streets when he comes back. Um, I wrote that Zeus knew, but he only knew a few months prior. Um, Zeus tells her that, hey, Blanca is coming in town tomorrow. You can ride with me or whatever. I'm bringing her here. He's like, well, why is she coming through? Just to be Scar's eyes and ears and what's going on in Atlanta. Just keeping Scar updated on what's going on in Atlanta, how everything is going, outside of just seeing the money come in. Um, what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, she was coming in town. So we end with that scene. I said that she did that. Okay, so basically it ends with them talking about it and smoking a blunt together, and that's the end of chapter 14. Breathe. First of all, I made me another little drink and I kept it in my ATA tumbler. It keeps things either hot or cold. Great for keeping things either hot or cold. You want to get that on, according to Akara, creator.springs.com. You can get it will be the link will be in the descriptions of IG. You want to get this now, before they all sell out. The ATA tumbler. On the front, it has my logo. On the back, it tells you where you can find me. Hello? If you don't know, I won't have a place to put it on the descriptions here on Bigo. Again, come over to IG, according to Akara. Follow me. Buy my tumbler. Okay? Hello? Okay? Um, Child. I'm thinking anyway, moving on. I to 15. Chapter 15. Woo. Maybe this is I think I might stand up and end up be like, oh, this hot buttery rum. It kind of reminds me of what a hot toddy would be. Warm, warm spirits. Anyway, so moving on to chapter 15. Okay, so we are in at the Vic's day party. Blanca is in the booth, just kind of like watching things, seeing things. She's in between. Toy is on one side, Vic is on the other. Vic is telling her about the business, what he's doing, how he's marketing the product, and how the product was well done, and being very happy that of the connection, thinking that Toy decided to do business with him, and that the fact that her man Tyson didn't want to do business. He didn't understand why, but everything is going great. I'm so very happy that we decided to do business. So basically, he's just basically telling the ins and outs. Toy had already spoken to Blanca the night before and before on the phone about how everything was going. So, from her part, and so Blanca was like, she She's looking around very pleased at how everything was going and the party was popping and whatever. She's liking what she's hearing and she's liking what she sees. She likes the venue. She noticed that Toy is she's kind of distracted with her phone and she asks her, "Is everything okay?" Um, she was like, "Yeah, my mom is dropping the kids off at the condo and I just have to tell the security to please let her up so that she can, to allow her to go on up to the condo. So if you give me a minute, let me just take this. Let me go ahead and make this call and make sure my whatever, my mom and my children are okay and secure to go upstairs to the condo." She said, "Did you need to leave early?" Say, no, they can watch a movie until we finish. So she goes off. She makes the call. She's looking around. She sees the table where Zeus and Saint is sitting, and they're laughing and having a great conversation and laughing. But what she noticed is Saint's just his eye was on Toy every step of the way, more than Zeus, because Zeus is basically her bodyguard. Okay, he's making sure she's fine. That was his job, and that Tyson gave him to make sure that Toy is okay. And but Saint is watching her with a whole another level of making sure she's okay. Okay, so Bianca notices how Saint is looking at Toy, and she's like, I wonder, mind you, Blanca already kind of from the beginning, when he first saw her, she told her, "Calm down." She told Saint, "Calm down. That's not something you know." Okay. He's like, "All right, I know, I'm gonna keep it business." Basically, now she's like, So I think Blanca knows there's something going on between her and it happened. Okay. For the way how Saint was following Toy as she left to make the call. But she looked and it's almost like she wanted to say something like, "Boy, you mess went on with Toy. Don't fuck up our business fucking around with, this woman." But she hesitated, and then she went back to talking to Vic and listened to what he had to say, and she just going on to say more about it. And so Toy comes back, and she's like, "Okay, everything's good, but if we could wrap this up as soon as possible, that'd be great." And Blanca said, "You know what, that's not a problem because, I've been here, I've seen what's going on, I'm very pleased, and I can't wait to really tell Scar that everything is going well. I'm even wondering, are we going to need Tyson?" This is one of his insecurities, Tyson's insecurities in the last couple of chapters, where he was like, "Well, where am I going to fit in once I get out?" She was wondering, like, well, what are we going to do with Tyson? Because Toy and Saint is running. They are a dynamic duo. They're doing the shit here in Atlanta. They are running it and running it well. They're bringing in more money than what we had when Tyson was here. Now, this is my thing. Now, I don't know if I said anything. I'm going to tell you what I feel. Now, I've already told you I feel like Mac has something to do with Tyson going to jail. Okay. I am wondering why Tyson didn't do business with Vic for a reason. Okay. And I think it was more than just the fact that he didn't like the fact that he was friends with his wife. I think that maybe there's something bigger. He's a little more he's more flashy. He's too high profile. Anything goes wrong with it, it can lead straight back to Tyson and have him in the situation he's in now. That it might be something. I wonder, if he didn't do business with Vic, did Vic feel some type of way? Nah, I don't think so. He just accepted the fact that he didn't do business with him, and he just got his products, his drug products from someone else. But I just wonder, there is something high. It's a bigger reason why Tyson didn't do business with Vic. That it has to be. It has to be like he's too high profile. He's too volatile. He has connections with police. It got to be something more. Saint pointed that out in in the last couple of chapters in 12 and 13. You know what I'm saying? Well, why he ain't never do business with you? That's weird. Well, maybe I think it was 10 and 11. Not quite sure. Anyway, so they wrap it up there with Vic. They head to the car. Blanca and Saint is ahead of Zeus and Toy, and so her phone rings again, and she looks, and she just has a disturbed look on her face, and Zeus is like, "What's up?" Because now he knows what's up. He said, "Oh, it's just Tyson. He just keeps calling me." Now, what I never said before, and I say this here. And then I'm going to say this before I say what I read later. The first thing I thought, you know what? His mama already told him that she found out. Because remember, Cynthia needs some dick. Cynthia, the mother-in-law, was there laughing at her. That's when she slapped her mother-in-law a few times. Toy is the trill one. I'm convinced Toy's the trill one. Fuck Tyson, fuck Saint, fuck Scar. The trill one is Toy, okay? But at any rate, I said, you know what? The mama done told Tyson. Trust me, the way she is about her son and not being able to let go and let God raise her son and being all in his business and all in his wife's face and business, she straightway told him. Of course, she went to tell him. She found out that Prince is your son, and that you had a son with her best friend, and she slapped me. And of course later we come to the part where she was telling, when Tyson was calling. Now that the mama said, this is what I say to my notes. Okay, sorry if I'm going around and around, but she says the mom told Tyson. Toy found out about him and Charisse. Now Tyson is trying to call her back to back, probably trying to explain. Okay? Trying to apologize. And probably trying to do the Ross. We were on a break. He's trying to control the narrative, and he can't. He's behind bars. He got nothing. Okay? So, he said, whatever. I'm pretty sure his mom, she said, so Tyson doesn't know that you know. I said, I'm pretty sure the mom went back and told her after I just slapped her. She probably ran back and told him that I've slapped her. I slapped her about this whole situation. She was at the laundromat. You said, wait a minute, you slapped Miss Cynthia? Several times, girl. I slapped the shit out of that woman. Because she was laughing, but she's gonna tell Tyson that I know about that, but she ain't gonna say the fact that she was sitting up there laughing at me because I just finding out about him and Charisse and this baby that she had. That the fact that I slapped her because she was sitting up there laughing at me about this shit. Okay, she's like, oh Lord, as Zeus let out a laugh, a howl like, I can't say she didn't deserve it. It was long waited. I mean, so much loud. Zeus laughed so loud that that Blanca and Saint looked back like, ooh, you all right back there? She said, nah. He's like, I'm good. She just told me that she done slapped Miss Cynthia. Slapped Tyson's mama. He's like, oh shit. They both looked at her like, oh no, you done slapped her. And Blanca said, you done slapped his mama? And that's when Zeus said, I can't say that she didn't deserve it. It's long deserved. It's long deserved. She deserved it. And Toy said, yeah, just a few slaps. I slapped the shit out of her. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're like, oh, Lord. And they all kind of laugh because everybody except for Blanca have met the mother-in-law, Cynthia. And so they know she's an asshole. She needs some dick. She needs Rufus to come in and blow her back out so she stay out of her son's business. Okay? But at any rate, so they go on, they get into the car, they leave the club where the venue where Vic is having his day party, and they head towards Toy's condo, aka Scar's condo, where she's staying. And she comes in and goes, "Hey, Mom, how you doing?" She introduced Saint and she introduced Blanca, and her mom was like, "I didn't know you were gonna have company." That was the fact. I'm let me go on out to the balcony, and I don't know what she was doing. She's like, looks like you having company, so I'm gonna go and just kind of excuse myself to a private area. And she's like, "Oh no, Mom, it's okay." And she said, and as she was going out, the mom goes out to the balcony. She says, "Oh, by the way, Teresa's on her way over." She's like, "What?" Toy's like, "What?" She's looking at her mom and it's like, "Yeah, don't tell me you done forgot that she's come over. He spent the night with us, remember? And she was supposed to, and still tell me you done forgot that Teresa was coming over here." It's like she's just kind of sitting there stunned, shocked. She is now going to be faced with the very person that had betrayed her the most, her best friend. And she wasn't ready, like she was going to deal with her, but she didn't get to deal with her the way she wanted to. It's like, oh, she forgot that Teresa was supposed to come over to pick up Prince from her place. So it's like, yeah, she's on her way over now. And so it's like everybody, so Saint and Zeus know, like, oh shit. So they're looking at her and she's still in a daze looking at her mom. And she's like, Toy. And Saint went by and he touched her on the shoulder like, yeah, I'm good. And so right at that moment, right when she was about to say something to her mom, now mind you, I could be out of order. So I'm just basing it off what I remember. Get the book. It's on Amazon in paperback and digital form. And if you're a Prime member, it is no cost to you to get it on Kindle. But at any rate, so, and at that moment, then the phone rings. Teresa's downstairs, wanting to be let up. Okay, she lets her up. And Zeus and Saint is looking at her like, oh, shoot. Looking at her like, what's she going to do? And it's like, what is the matter? Paula, her mom, her Toy's mother, is like, what is wrong? Is everything okay? And then the doorbell rings, and that's Therese. Zeus says, like, I got it. So Therese, unbeknownst to her that now Toy knows about her and about Therese and Tyson's affair. Because this is more than just them having a baby together. It's a whole affair now. Because they've been sleeping together. Continually. And remember, Tyson is for everybody. Everybody who... So Therese comes in, unbeknownst to her, she's cheery, like, "Hey, Zeus, how you doing? Hey, everybody, I'm Miss Paula. Hey, girl, hey, Toy, how you doing? How's everybody? Oh, hi, everybody." She sees everybody. She's like, "Oh, okay, hey." And Zeus and Zeus and Saint is looking at Toy, like, and she's just sitting there, and she's just looking at her like, Paula and Blanca is looking confused. They don't know what's going on. Okay. And so it's like all eyes on Toy, and Paula's like, "Is everything all right? Everything good?" And Toy just broke out in laughter, like, "Oh my god!" Everybody's like, "Okay." The two that knew is like, and Toy walked over to Therese and clocked her ass, much deserved, and she started beating her ass. Long story short, Toy whooped Therese ass. And then she's going off like, how can you be coming up here asking me if everything is good? Huh? What? You know what I'm saying? She clocks her, he says. And then, they pull, Zeus and Saint runs towards them, trying to separate them. Zeus gets a handle of Therese, and Saint is grabbed, she's trying to get a handle of Toy. Toy is still, she didn't grab Therese's hand. She's still bang, 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 bitch. How you coming up here asking about, is everything good, bitch? She goes off on her, beats her ass in front of everything. And, after she clocks her, first, okay, so there's a Toy clocks her in the chin. Okay, right in the chin. And then Blanca lets her, oh shit! She Blanca, oh shit! She comes Blanca, oh, I'm sorry. What's good? What's going on? What's the problem? So she beats her ass, and then once they pull her apart, she finally, she's like, it's to calm down, and she's crying. She finally lets go, and Saint gets a handle of Toy, and she just turns, and the kids come out like, what's the deal? What's going on, Mom? Are you okay? Is everything all right? And the babies are looking at her, and that's what snapped her out, and then she just grabs onto Saint, puts her arm around him, is crying into his chest, and he's saying stuff to her that only she could hear. And like everybody's kind of looking at, now Blanca's looking at us like, and Zeus is looking at how they are relating at this point. And at that moment, Zeus recognized, I know where she was last night. And Blanca's like, what she was thinking at the venue when she was with Vic and them. She's like, he done fucked her. They done had sex. They done had sex. God damn it. So, the kids her daughters are looking at her with tears in their eyes, like, is everything okay? And Prince is standing next to him, still confused, also confused. And the Brooklyn is holding her by the waist, like, you okay, Mom? And he Saint says something, whispers something to her again, and then she gets herself together and says, so Paula, her mom, Toy's mom, is like, is it one of you? The babies are, well, first of all, the babies is asking questions, then the mom puts on a fake smile. Okay, come on, let's go and find us another movie to watch. Let's find us another movie to watch. Okay, come on. And so she ushers the kids back to their room again and gets them set up watching another movie and assures them everything is okay. And she comes out and she says to Toy and Therese, can one of you young ladies tell me what is going on? She says, Therese, LaToya, what's going on? So she turns and she looks at Therese. She, meaning Toy, turned and looked at Therese and she's like, She looks at her and she says, so you going to answer my mom? Are you going to tell her the fact that you not only that your son is my husband's son, that y'all been sleeping together for years now behind my back, bitch? And Paul was like, what? The mom is like, what? Therese, now y'all have been friends since high school. Is this true? And she's like, Therese doesn't say anything. You gonna answer my mom? Bitch? So the mom is like, now she's looking at her, yeah. Not only have they been sleeping together, but the child your prince is Tyson's grandson. Is Tyson's son. And they've been sleeping together since we broke up and got back together. They have been sleeping together this whole time. Now the mom, Paula's looking at Therese like, I know you don't have the nerve to have tears in your eyes. Now at this point, Therese is crying. And she's like, oh, I wanted to tell you, I'm so sorry. And Toy's like, nigga, no, you not sorry. You not sorry. Because you not only, I get it if it was just a one-time situation, but you've been sleeping with my man since then. So Moms is like, oh, no, you didn't, bitch. So Toy, she just like, get out. Get out. And Teresa's like, I was going to shut the fuck up. Get out. Get out of my place. And go get your son. And get out. Get the fuck out my house. And Teresa's still trying to explain, I wouldn't, nigga. She, get out. That's what she said. Get out. So she, startled by this demeanor of Toy that she clearly ain't used to, the trill Toy, the trill one, okay? She ain't used to Toy, the trill one, all right? She goes in to get Prince, and she emerges back out, still tears in her eyes because, yeah, she did betray her and she knew, and she wanted to tell her, but she tried to say something else before, if you don't get the fuck out my house. And then she's left, and that's where we end chapter 15. So now Therese got physically dealt with. Now she got to deal with Tyson. Tyson knows that she knows. And he knows now she's not answering his calls because she knows. Period. Okay. So that's the end of chapter 15. Now, the last chapter, we're going to do a special book review on Friday. God's willing, we're going to do the last chapter on Friday. I'm going to bring back an old cocktail with this new rum that I got, the Old Monk rum. I'll probably finish off my eggnog for next week. But so on Friday, we're going to do the bedtime stories at 8 o'clock. And then we're going to have an interview with the author at 5 o'clock on Saturday early evening. So maybe y'all will show up here and have this interview. We're going to talk to her about what was the inspiration behind this. Now that, with the whole BMF family on what is it? Is it on Showtime? Is it on Stars? Is it Stars where Power was? Because I think 50 Cent is also an executive producer of BMF. And when I'm reading this book, it sounds a lot like BMF, y'all. I'm just wondering, so I'm very interested. I'm excited to interview the author of Caught Up Loving the Trill One. It will be live on IG. And I may just concentrate on just doing it on IG. Bigo Live, y'all just going to have to show up on on Saturday at IG and follow me there. I love it. I love if you're there. But definitely that's it. So I'm looking forward to the last chapter and seeing where this ends. But with that being said, let me tell you briefly the ish I had to go through to get Caught Up Loving a Trill 1-2. I ordered this book last Sunday. It was supposed to be at my Amazon pickup center on Monday. Didn't show up. Okay. Didn't show up on Tuesday. Okay. Didn't show up on Wednesday. They said, okay, we can either refund you or you can or have it resent. Now, I wanted the book. I didn't want the money back. I wanted the book. And I could have refunded. But I said no. Reordered, rescinded. So I asked for a resend. It's supposed to be delivered on Friday. Okay. How about they delivered the second order of the book to an old address I haven't lived at in 4 years. Really? Really? Mind you, they delivered it to the wrong. I still have a mind to go by that address and see if the book is still there, because they didn't deliver it where the person would see the book, or if anyone is living in it, because I do know that they're supposed to be kind of shutting down those and tearing them down. I should go by there and see. This is on Friday, so this is Saturday. I still haven't went by to see if it's over there, but I might go and say, hey, did y'all get a book delivered? If I do that tomorrow, I will do something. I will do an auction, or not an auction. I won't sell it. I will give the book to whoever wants it. If I actually, and the book is still there, it's meant for someone else. And I will give the book to someone. I will give that book to someone so that y'all can follow along with me. But this book must be really good, because it was a lot to get this second chapter. I'm very excited about starting this one after in the new year. In the new year, actually. I think I'm going to do this one in the new year, or let me think, because next week will be the finale of this one. Then I have the Saturday interview with the author, Caught Up Loving a Trill one. Yeah, I might start. Yeah, it will start at the end on the 18th. I think that's the 18th. If that's the 18th, if it's the 18th, I'll start the next one after next week. But I will do a special reading of a true story. It's an illustration, more of a kid's book, but it is perfect for Kwanzaa, because it's about Black history, and I want to do that on that Saturday prior to Kwanzaa on the 25th, on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. Christmas night. I'm going to still be here. Christmas ain't stopping my flow. Not yet. I haven't gotten to the point where I can actually take off for the holidays. Okay, y'all get my numbers up, and I'll take off for the holidays. You get some reruns, but I'm not in that situation. I ain't got nothing else. It's kind of like the way most of y'all were last year. Me, I was working. I still worked. I still worked all through the panty, all through the shutdown. But at any rate, that's all I have for you all this evening. You all have a great rest of your evening. Follow me on all platforms according to AKARA. Um, if you want to contribute to this channel and help us grow, the best way you could do is to follow me. That's free. No money. No money is involved. No money at all. Just a little time. Go to Bigo Live. If you've never been on Bigo Live, that's B as in boy, I, G as in go, O, live. Go there. Download the app. Join it. Join me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me, yeah. Same thing, Bigo Live. If you've never been to IG, go to IG, download the app, follow AKARA according to AKARA. The referral code for Bigo Live will be in the descriptions of IG and YouTube. And both of you, Bigo Live and IG, go on over to YouTube according to AKARA. Follow me and subscribe. Subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a kin. That's the best way you can support this channel. Okay, that is the best way, and it's free. But if you want to spend a little money and you feel a little free with your pockets, I have merch. I have I'm Worth It shirts. Now, the women's is in cursive. The men's is going to be a straight white on black shirts. I do have men's cut t-shirts. Also, I have my mug, my tumblers with the logo according to Cara on it and where you can find me on the back. I also have mugs, coffee mugs, not like this one, but a coffee mug with the logo and it's on the back. I also have I'm Worth It mask, I'm Worth It t-shirts, and the neck, the collar where it comes up is kind of like that type of mask. I have I'm Worth It in those formats. I also have God Is All I Need t-shirts, and I think that is all for now. There will be more added in the new year. I'm not adding any more new merch to be sold at this time. And but outside of that, you can do that. I also have in my description, my wish list, because my half a century, my 50th birthday is in January, and I want some things. I'm not going to sit back and hope that y'all love me enough to do something for me. So I have my Amazon wish list available in the descriptions of IG and YouTube, so that if you want to get me something for my birthday, show some love to your auntie. Get something from my wish list. Hello. And anyway, also, my podcast, follow me on Podbean, according to akara.podbean.com. Also, I am available. You can get my podcast on Twitter and on Google Podcasts. You'll get this podcast as well. And you can review and listen to all my old ones. Hello. Anyway, so that's all I got for you all. Pick up this book, Caught Up Loving a Trill One. It's available on paperback, on paper, in paperback form, and in Kindle form, a digital form on Amazon.com. Caught Up Loving a Trill One by Michelle Elaine. Get the second one now. Get the second book now, and follow along with me as I review starting the 18th. Yeah, the 18th of December. Okay? You all have a great evening. Remember, love yourself. Love your neighbors. Not everybody. Now, don't be making love with all your neighbors. Don't do a Tyson. Don't have your significant other smoking out the window. Okay? But be kind to your neighbors. And stay authentic. You all have a good evening. Bye.